All right, 6 mile run today. I think I'll do 3 miles relatively slow, easy pace, and then 3 miles about a 7-minute pace after that. Shooting for about 50 minutes total. We'll see what that looks like at the end, but kind of take you with me for the first 3 miles to kind of help me keep that conversational pace. Got the Garmin Phoenix 8 on today. So yeah, let's do it. Alright, off we go. Definitely started off too fast, but that's fine. Slow it down. I'm gonna try to keep this first 3 miles about a 9-minute pace, 9:30 pace. Check back in. Mile 1, 10:03, a little slow. Gotta pick it up a little bit for these next 2 miles. Now, with that said, I've also heard somebody say this the other day. You know, fitness and running, I think more especially than with weightlifting, I find running way more difficult mentally than when lifting weights. Lifting weights is very cut and dry. Like, you put a certain amount of weight on the bar, pick it up, and you move it. Either your body can or it can't. Running, everybody can run. There's just different levels to it. But the end goal being that that bar is lifted or you've ran. It's like something along the lines of like finding a needle in the haystack. Like, finding the needle's a goal, right? The haystack is all the obstacles. And this quote said something along the lines of just burn the haystack. You know, just crush the obstacles. And it's more of like a mental way of looking at it than literally crushing your obstacles. Because if I could just, you know, go from one day of not running to running 12 miles every day, like, that'd be great, but it's not possible. If I could just throw 4 or 5 on the bar and bench it, that'd be great, but it's not possible right now. But you gotta burn the haystack. You have to mentally know that the biggest obstacle, which is time, you have to burn it slowly. And eventually, that needle will expose itself and you'll win. You have to be consistent. You have to want it. Not as much every day. Some days you won't want it as much. Some days you won't care. But you have to know that your future self will want it and your past self has wanted it. So you have to be kind of selfless in that moment and do it for your future or your past self. If that makes sense. Alright, I do want to talk about a couple of things here while I'm going on my slow run. To kind of help me keep that conversational pace. Kind of want to talk about motivation and drive and discipline. Especially when it comes to exercising or your diet, whatever. To me, the main factor is obviously just making that decision to start, whatever it is. It can be, you know, a small step. It doesn't matter, because small steps every day will compound over time. And before you know it, you made a big change in your life. I think most people try to do a ton at one time because they have this end goal. They have this idea of who they will be once they've completed everything they want to do. And then they'll try to do everything all at once. They'll try to, completely change their diet. They'll try to go to the gym and lift weights they can't handle. They'll try to run distances they can't physically run. And then you'll get, turned off to doing it all together, become resentful towards yourself, and then just a cycle. So you have to understand that when stuff like that happens, just dial it back, try again, and understand that the time from now till whenever you have completed your goals, it's gonna pass anyway. The time's gonna come and go. So you might as well use that time wisely. Now that doesn't mean you shouldn't challenge yourself, because you absolutely should. You should challenge yourself every day. You should do something hard every day of your entire life. Some days you'll fail. Some days you'll far exceed what you expected to do. That's just how it is. So when I started running, I could really only run about a mile. I'll do a mile on the treadmill as fast as I could, about 2 to 3 times a week. And then slowly increase that to 2 miles, 3 miles. But once I started running outside, so I noticed a huge difference in my ability to progress. Running on a treadmill doesn't really provide that same stimulus that your legs need to get faster. The different vectors of force into the ground, because obviously the treadmill's running underneath you. But running outside versus running on a treadmill both have their place. I found that when I'm dealing with some injuries, it's better to run on a treadmill than to make those injuries worse by running outside. It provides a little bit more cushion in my knees and hips, ankles. So again, all that matters is that you get your miles in. Mile 2, 8:26. Probably slow it down a little bit for this last mile. Alright. Mile 3, 8:46. I'm gonna take a little breather. Just a little breather. Catch my breath a little. And I'm gonna do 3 miles at about a 7-minute pace. This first 3 miles held about a 9:06, 9:07 pace. Would have liked to keep my gaps a little bit closer, but it's okay. But good average pace there. So I'm gonna drop it down, go fast, be done here soon. Mile 4, 6:55. Mile 5, 7:05. Last mile. Mile 6, 6:45. Got about half a mile left. Just gonna jog it out to the end.